Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Team Sync Talent Protocol. As you probably know, we work remotely, we work async, but then every Monday, most of the times, we gather to speak about like what has been working on, follow-ups, and this kind of things. And let me jump straight to what happened on last week. Pedro, as far as I remember, we just mentioned last week, right?
Perfect. Yes, last week in Magic.
All right, perfect. So let's start with Philippe. An exciting news about Eat Paris Week and Cello Connect, right?
Yes, we were invited by Cello, who is hosting a week-long side event just by the Eat CC conference called Cello Connect Salon. They invited us to kind of lead a panel on DAOs and community. Our panel will be moderated by me. It's called kind of what is a DAO really, and we're going to discuss kind of what the word DAO means in different kind of contexts and perspectives. And we're very excited with kind of our panel and our guests that I think represent very interesting DAOs and different perspectives. We just wanted to announce that.
Indeed. Shameless plug. If you're in Paris and manage to arrive a little early at 10 a.m. Of the same day, I will be attending a panel on community building at Cello Connect as well. So I had to do like my own advertisement as well. Thank you so much, Philippe. Next up, we do have a get together. So every month we actually get together to work in a co-working space, and we already have the day set for July, correct, Pedro?
Yes, so the get together is optional. I mean, for the team, but we tend to do it. We won't do one in August, so the next one will be in September. So just keeping that in mind. 28th of July in Lisbon. Yeah, but we'll keep adding more information to the task, and then also saving the date. This is going to be based on the feedback from the previous team retreat. So we're going to have a team retreat from the 16th to the 18th of November, so from Wednesday to Friday. But because one of the feedbacks was to have some co-working days, so the get together will be a 2-day thing on the 2 days before, so 14 and 15. So it's a whole week, and you can follow everything on the task in there. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Pedro. I think maybe it would make sense to mention. I mean, of course, the agenda is not ready for the retreat, but of course, as it's taking place in November, we'll be probably talking about what will happen in season 4, right? Like in 2023. Is that correct?
Yeah, wrapping up 3 and planning season 4, 2023. Yeah, everything, fun part, budgets, all these things. Yeah.
All the fun stuff. Perfect. Pedro, so over the last weeks, we've been running onboarding calls with some of our community members, but the process has been a bit painful.
Yeah, not the calls itself. The calls itself, they've been great. And actually, I've been doing 30 minutes calls, and actually, I think I should do like 40 minutes. So not the problem of the content, is the process. It's chasing after. I mean, I'm done with that. I've done it already, but I don't think it's productive. So maybe you should have either like we were talking about it before, like a type form for people to register, or an assistant to do the chasing for us, or both. I don't know. So this is just a challenge. Does anyone has any comments on this one?
No, I think I agree. Just a matter of assigning an owner to take care of the solution.
One thing that we have discussed, of course, in another call, but would be nice to also like bring to the team, it's maybe to change into 2 approaches. So right now we are reaching out to people to book this call. Maybe we can also create in a sense that people would apply, people like through a type form that to book a call with us. I do believe that like having this secondary approach that could be like the primary one would have more efficiency in the people that would actually have more calls, people would actually show up to these calls. Maybe would be nice. I think we do already have a follow-up on this, right, Pedro? Yes, I do have to create the the type form, correct?
Yes.
All right, all right. Any other insights about like the onboarding calls anyone wants to share?
Yeah, I think that the type form is just one step. So where and how will we ask people to fill out that type form, and also how can we make the proactive approach of reaching out to people, because I think we will always need to do that more productive, efficient.
Isn't that related with the onboarding as well? We were talking about it before.
Yeah, we can include it on the onboarding.
Yeah.
So when people log in,
Sense,
they can check if they want to do an onboarding call or not.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much, Pedro and Philippe. Next up, it's a shared one which contains a lot of love. So this is what was my 1 hour sprint last week. We thought it would be nice. I mean, we do receive a lot of like good comments and tweets, Discord messages as well. And we thought that maybe let's start like gathering those messages. Like now for the moment, we created a page that is on community, that's under our community section on Notion, that we've been gathering a couple of like cool tweets by some of the folks, like there's some talents, by some stakeholders and so on. The idea is to expand. So we'll be also adding Discord messages, and the idea is actually to keep this page growing and up to date. So this is like more a shared request, like to everyone. Whenever like we spot a nice message, including talent protocol, please tag me or like tag someone from the team, or just add it like here directly. Pedro, you were tagged on you wanted to say something?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
Overall, let's share love. Talking about love can be dangerous as well. So we did launch it not last week, 2 weeks ago, I think, the Unified Bug Bounty program, and it's proving its value, right, Francisco?
Yeah. So just wanted to share with the community the value that one can get from essentially using these bug bounties. The more heads you have thinking about possible issues, the more holes you'll find and the more holes you can cover. So it's been already great, and if you've been following our news, you know that we already fixed a big one through here. Yeah, so just jumping right into the next, which ties up with this, which is that, well, the critical bug actually forced us to do some things that we already wanted to do in terms of remaking parts of our smart contracts and deploy a new one, but we're actually already going to enable us to do quicker iterations on the smart contracts and our tokenomics. So for instance, one thing that we've mentioned for a while is, for instance, to take those 2,000 talent tokens that we give to talent and actually give them over time, or give them if they invite people to the platform or something like that, right? So we are already going to enable that to happen from day one. So we can already start thinking about that. And when we're able to make the changes to the reward system that we've also talked about in the past, now we won't need to do any migration, because the smart contract that we're going to deploy is going to be upgradable. So it will be a lot more simpler. So a winning, a challenge, and a learning as well, as these things tend to be, a little bit of everything. Yeah. So yeah, a great thing overall.
Okay, thank you so much. And for those who are watching this call on YouTube, we have like more explanation about the bug Immunify bug bounty program on our blog as well. Ruben.
Yeah, just to add to that, so it is also great for me, and I'll speak from the Fred point of view, that we were able to learn a lot about how our smart contracts are now structured. So we also learned a lot in terms of how we are building our smart contracts, and probably now we will be more autonomous dealing with some changes that might be required in the future.
That's very important. Thanks a million, Ruben, for adding this up. So speaking about opportunities, so we do have the first MVP of the opportunities board, right, Philippe?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can click on that first one.
All right.
There's also a link to the task if you want more context, but yeah, the idea is just a board where community members can post their opportunities. There's a type form below where you can submit, and this automatically updates this gallery with opportunities. So this is kind of the first iteration of this idea that will for now I want your feedback, so try to submit one opportunity with the type form and then give me feedback, and then I'll iterate, and then we will share with a few people. I think in the beginning I'll have to do some of the work manually, so kind of reaching out to people and asking them for what opportunities do you have, and kind of uploading them manually maybe in the beginning, so we have like a good amount of opportunities, and that's starting to share it. And I mean, in the future, I think it will be important for people to have down protocol accounts, so that people can kind of see more about who is the person posting the opportunity. But I mean, in the beginning, I won't make that a requirement. Also, we can also look into ways of kind of growing this. For example, automatically kind of scraping our, for example, protocol labs, job boards and stuff like that to automatically kind of feed this with more opportunities.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Philippe. Pedro?
Yeah, do you think like bounties would be a good way to, from our side, you know, we also have opportunities. I think a bounty is an opportunity. So yeah. In reality, the opportunity board or opportunities board, whatever, the board is an aggregator of things.
Mm-hmm.
So you can add opportunities directly, things that are nowhere, and you can put it here, or aggregate things from other places.
Yeah, exactly. It's an aggregator, and I think the difference here is just kind of, it's not just a job board, so not just jobs. There's other types of opportunities and kind of collaboration opportunities that we can have here, and I like that kind of that diversity, because I mean, you change jobs in every 2 or 3 years, but there's a lot more stuff you do more regularly. But I like that idea of using our own bounties to kind of to give this some bring some more opportunities here.
Francisco?
Yeah, I was just going to say that, I mean, we can even look at hiring someone. That's a bounty on itself, right? So we can almost be, everything here could be a bounty, right? Mm-hmm. And even for the future, like when we start trying out our business model, I think it could actually be cool to reward even the HR person, the recruiter, when they hire people. So I think almost anything can be seen as a bounty. So just wanted to, that crossed my mind. Just want to share.
Pedro?
Yeah, I think that's the DAO economy. I mean, that's what we're gonna do. Well, what we're going to propose to do for season 3. But yeah, that's everyone should have this mindset. That's good. That's it.
I do have a question to Philippe. So we're on the MVP. So when are we expecting to have this, let's say, fully live? If we do have a date for that already.
Depends on how fast you can give me feedback.
Right. Good, good,
Good
good. So
answer.
right
No,
now you're
but I would say
right?
another week to kind of give feedback and kind of fill this in with more opportunities, kind of more manually, or kind of reaching out to people directly to fill this out. Kind of our advisors and our extended team are, of course, people we should ask one-on-one if they have kind of opportunities or stuff to add here. And then, yeah, sharing it with I don't know, in the talent saloon. And I would say to have at least 20 opportunities before sharing it.
Perfect, perfect. Makes sense. Last but not least, a winning and a request from Sarah. Level Up.
Hey, so I think that we kicked off Level Up last week. I'm not the owner of this, but I think it was great, and I think it was a good experience, first experience. And one of the things that I noticed is that we had a lot of people participating, but more than that, that actually stayed during the sessions from the beginning till the end, which I think is really good. Success metric to look. But this is not what, I mean, I'm not the owner, and I don't think I should be the one doing the aftermath of this. But one of the things that I think the communications worked well, and I really love for us to work on the next steps of Level Up, just to keep the pace and also taking advantage of all the cool initiatives that we are preparing for this mentorship program. So let's try to schedule and plan so I can also do comms accordingly, and let me know where I can help.
Sure thing. Gustavo, would you like to jump in and help?
Right now, the focus is on closing the first cohort. Okay. So we don't have plans to be comms for now for 1 or 2 weeks, but I'll reach out to Sarah to talk about it. Okay.
Cool.
Cool. And just a reminder, we do have a session coming up in 2 weeks, right? On the 4th.
Yeah. Besides that one, Sarah.
Okay. Perfect. So now the master of metrics, Philippe Macedo, the stage is yours.
Thank you. As you know, last week we mentioned that we kind of revised the metrics. Another update this week is that our own kind of personal kind of growth KPIs, 2 of them needed an update. So you can see that in the gray box below. So both Francisco and Sara have the active users metric in their KPIs. And my proposal, at least for now, is kind of to have a target of having or keeping 20,000 active users, monthly active users. Let's see how this metric updates, but I think it's a good metric. And the same for engaged users, which is a metric for Francisco, Philippe, and Pedro, keeping it above 10. At the moment, we have, this week we had 23,000 active users in the past 30 days and 15 engaged, but I think this will still decrease. But we will update these metrics next week or 2 if we need to, because I mean, like we mentioned, there's a lot of those temporary accounts still counting here. As for what happened this week, one thing, I think these conclusions are also looking into the monthly data we got last Friday. So email and Twitter is also decreasing. And kind of my question here is that if we kind of lost we did not lost the novelty effect now. So Talent Protocol is not a new idea for people that follow us already. So how can we kind of be exciting again? Or do you think there's another reason for this to happen? Kind of in email and Twitter, kind of the emails we're sending, the tweets we're making, probably because they are similar to what we've been doing in the past months.
being very, very generic, but working other companies in the past, summer in Europe brings a lot of like low engagement when it comes like to online communications. In blockchain might be different, but like being like a very general assumption, I would say summer effect. But I would love to hear other people's thoughts on this.
I think it's a good insight, but I think this is more kind of something that we've been observing for the past months. So kind of it's a trend, not just what happened
since April, let's say. Yeah, I get it. If I could add up on the insights regarding the quality of applications. So we just finished up the still like a discussion within the team regarding the approval criteria for profiles. What I've been observing over the past weeks, the quality, let's say the profiles that we've been approving, they comply with like the very, very, very minimum requirements, but we don't have, let's say, well elaborated profiles. And I'm not even saying like in terms of like big missions or this kind of thing, but let's say profiles that that maybe like we know that people put like some more like thought like on writing up. So regarding the quality, that's pretty much the insight that I've been having. Actually, that I've been having since we moved from type form to actually applying through the platform.
And they usually, when the profile is not good enough, well, do you send them a message to improve their profile, or what happens?
That's the next step I've been working with. So right now we've been sending, I've been sending emails like for the people who are like trying to, the people who doesn't like comply with the approval criteria. So like creating profiles under name of like projects and so on. The profiles who are, let's say, almost there, we haven't tackled it yet, but this is actually a plan that we should. That's actually something that I would love to maybe like discuss later on with the team, whether if should like try to make like people like to improve on that or reject, and then would need like technical intervention on creating the reject button, and then people would apply again with a better profile. I would love to discuss with the team, maybe in another meeting.
One kind of last question regarding this to Ruben and Francisco. In the metrics, we say that we see that 57 people applied for a talent token. But for example, if I go to the platform, I can only see on that kind of section pending approval, I can see like 20. Do all of those should appear there?
Were they already approved? So you're right now you see 20, right?
Yeah, maybe.
So
how many did you approve, Isabel? Kind of more or less.
And you mean the last month or last week?
Last week.
Last week.
Like
probably less than 10 for sure.
Okay, so probably we have something to look. Yeah.
Okay.
But one thing that I've been seeing is actually in the platform, and I think I already flagged this this glitch, is that we might be approving people twice, in a sense that, like, for example, if you go to the platform and click on approve, if I go to pending profiles, like the general page, I might still see people for me to approve that has been approved yet. So that's why I still see the approved, but the person has already 1 or 2 supporters. So this is not being, there's like definitely a glitch, because we might be not approving people twice, but let's say if someone performs the action, I wouldn't see, and I would like, it would be still available for me, even though the person has been already approved by someone else from the team. Pedro.
Yeah. Assuming we already had the verified user deployed, okay, and we already had a bunch of them, maybe a good way, you know, like it's our purpose to decentralize. Maybe we should start thinking about that sooner rather than later. You know, having a talent economy where verified users, so people we deem human, can approve others, and that launched the token obviously can approve others. And we create an economy around this. So it could be interesting to think about this, maybe sooner rather than later. I know we should centralize first and then decentralize, not always, but it's a good rule. But you're talking like a lot of things, and I'm thinking, well, maybe it's a good opportunity.
Philippe?
Yeah, I agree, but I think in practice the changes and the process is the exact same. We're just giving admin access to more people, but other than that, it's just is exactly the same thing. And I think, I mean, we've been talking about this for 2 or 3 calls now. Maybe it's just let's just kind of get Isabella and something from the product team together in the morning or afternoon and kind of get this done. Otherwise, I think we're going in circles.
If I recall correctly, in season 1 and 2, or just the season 2, we talked about decentralizing this. Okay, Lial, maybe we stopped talking about it, but I remember it was a topic at some point that we were gonna decentralize. But I think that was Scout to Earn, no?
No, not exactly. It was essentially vouching for people to allow them to punch the token.
Yeah,
So
I think
this,
what we
Like
can do
similar
here
to the mirror races. It's
Yeah.
what we were aiming to do.
One thing that we can do that is kind of in between, because mirror races can be more complicated with like the quadratic voting and all of that. We can do is something like the Gnosis wallet. So 2 people need to approve for someone to be approved, something like that.
okay, let's talk about it afterwards.
Definitely, I would love to be included. I have many opinions about it, and would love to be included. Let's create a follow up for this. Amazing, and I think we are done for now, Philippe.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much for watching this Team Sync. Hope to see you again next week.